Welcome to the Lockup Legend Loud Guide. This is a duo guide, so it's recommended to have at least two players. Also, it's recommended to have a Juggernaut and a Specialist. That's because having a hacker on the team speeds up the mission a bit, though it's not necessary. For your loadout, you should bring all medkits, though I'll talk more about loadouts later on. As for guns, the F57 and CHA are both good, and the CBRC also works if you have at least 12 vital targets perks. However, one person should bring a thumper. Finally, it's recommended to bring frontline or Aegis armor, though in this guide, we're doing it without armor. Anyway, let's get started. The first step is to rush inside the building. The police and detectives will shoot at you after the alarms go off, so try to clear them out as you see them. The specialist should go to the captain's room upstairs and hack this computer. If you don't have a hacker on the team, then you'll have to search the file cabinet and then search the computer. Meanwhile, the other players should camp somewhere else, such as this area. This mission is unique in that there is a way to lock down the building and try to prevent units from coming in, but that's not necessary in my opinion, so that's not part of this guide. Anyway, next, you'll have to hack several computers around the map, which will take several tries. Once you're done with the hacks, one player should go to the captain's computer to get the code and then go to the basement, while the other can just go straight to the basement. Then use the keypad to open the door. This is the part where it gets a bit complicated. There's a bunch of cells, and three of them have the weapons that you need to find, but you don't know which ones. Checking these files over here will give you one of the correct cell locations, but not the other two. The recommended strategy is to use a thumper to open all of the cells and then check all of them until you've found all the weapons bags. However, some of the thumper shots have to be aimed precisely to open two cells with one shot, and you need enough deep pockets perks to have 5 shots. If you don't have enough thumper shots, or you're not confident in your ability to aim them correctly, then consider bringing a blowtorch, just in case. Note that there are no breaching tools found in this map, and you will have to restart if you have no way to reach one of the right cells. Anyway, while one player is opening the cells and looking for the weapons, the other should camp in this position. Once you've found all the weapons, you should each take one weapon bag and travel to the helicopter. Remember that it's better to clear units ahead and then move forward than to rush while getting shot at. However, this part is a bit weird because for some reason the units outside this entrance tend to stand still. It's probably better to just run past them than to waste time taking them out. Put the weapons in the helicopter, but don't bother starting the helicopter yet, or else the units will just turn it off anyway. Then, go back to the basement and fetch the last weapons bag as well as a medkit bag if you need it. Do note that if you have 3 or 4 players, then there's no need for a second trip as you should be able to carry all the weapons bags in one trip. Once you finish the second trip, you can start the helicopter, which you need to defend from units. One thing that was really lucky about this run and the next one is that we got the alternate soundtrack twice in a row. What's not so lucky is that Hunty's Roblox randomly crashed, which wasn't his fault and made the ending a bit weird. So here's footage from a different run. Most of the units will come from the door, so you need one player fixed on that entrance. However, there's also a spawn on the roof, so it's useful to have a second player keep an eye on it so their teammate isn't caught off guard. And that's the end of the mission, but there's also an alternate method known as pre-stealthing. To do this, you need to hide in the bushes as quickly as possible. If your RNG sucks and you get detected immediately, then you will not be able to pre-stealth. If you weren't detected, then open your inventory and put your guns in your equipment bag. Also, if you have armor, then take it off and put it in your inventory. Note that this will not work with Aegis armor. Anyway, you should both go to this area of the building. You are considered trespassing, so put your guns in your inventory again and be prepared to take out anyone that detects you. You should go inside this room, which is where you need to take all the bodies and hostages. This room is very good for taking people out because it's easy to guard the entrances and hostage anyone that comes in. This is useful because police officers and detectives have a chance of giving you the lockup code when interrogated. Additionally, detectives have a chance of telling you the correct weapon locations. Once you're done interrogating someone, you should knock them out and put their body in this corner. Ultimately, it's up to you how long you want to keep interrogating people until going loud. However, you should at least get the lockup code so you can go straight to the basement. If you want to play it safe and prevent the alarms from potentially going off in the next step, then you can put everybody back here and close the door toward the inside when you leave. Next, you need to go to the basement. Although you don't have to, in this run, we decided to play it safe and delay the alarms going off for a bit longer. Finally, go to the basement, take out the custodian, and use the keypad to open the door. The camera will see the body, which will make the mission go loud if you haven't been detected already. From this point, you can continue doing loud like normal. If you brought armor though, then don't forget to put it back on. I understand that this is a Game Pass mission and most of you don't have the Freelance Heist Game Pass. However, only the person hosting the lobby needs to have the Game Pass. And if you're 13 or older, then you can join the unofficial entry point server where you can find people to make Game Pass lobbies for you, or just hang out with the community. The link is in the description below. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.